The 1990s was a decade of profound transformation. From the fall of the Berlin Wall to Y2K anxiety, these 10 years witnessed the Cold War's end, the Internet's birth, and dramatic political realignments worldwide. The decade juxtaposed technological innovation with ancient conflicts, economic prosperity with market crashes, and horrific genocides with inspiring democratic triumphs. What follows is a year-by-year journey through the headlines that defined this pivotal decade and shaped the millennium to come. The decade began with the historic dismantling of the Berlin Wall, which had started in late 1989 and continued into 1990. On October 3, 1990, East and West Germany officially reunified, ending 4 decades of division. Meanwhile, the Soviet Union was beginning to crumble as its satellite states declared independence. In South Africa, anti-apartheid activist Nelson Mandela was released from prison after 27 years of incarceration, marking the beginning of the end for the apartheid regime. In pop culture, the Hubble Space Telescope was launched, and Tim Berners-Lee published a formal proposal for the World Wide Web, laying the groundwork for the Internet as we know it today. The year saw the official dissolution of the Soviet Union on December 26, with Mikhail Gorbachev resigning as president and the USSR splitting into 15 independent republics. This momentous event marked the definitive end of the Cold War and reshaped global politics. The Gulf War also dominated headlines as a US-led coalition launched Operation Desert Storm to liberate Kuwait from Iraqi occupation. The war ended with Iraq's defeat, but left Saddam Hussein in power. In technology, the first website went online, and Linus Torvalds released the first version of the Linux kernel, beginning the open-source revolution in computing. Bill Clinton defeated incumbent George H.W. Bush to become the 42nd President of the United States, ending 12 years of Republican control of the White House. In Europe, the Maastricht Treaty was signed, establishing the European Union and laying the groundwork for the euro currency. Civil war in Yugoslavia intensified with Bosnia declaring independence, leading to ethnic cleansing and international intervention. The Earth Summit in Rio de Janeiro brought environmental issues to global attention, while riots erupted in Los Angeles after police officers were acquitted in the beating of Rodney King. A truck bomb exploded in the parking garage beneath the World Trade Center in New York City, killing 6 people and injuring over 1,000 in what was, at that time, one of the worst terrorist attacks on American soil. On a more positive note, Israeli Prime Minister Yitzhak Rabin and PLO leader Yasser Arafat signed the Oslo Accords, setting a framework for Middle East peace negotiations. In Waco, Texas, a 51-day standoff between federal agents and the Branch Davidian religious sect ended in tragedy with a fire that killed 76 people. The European Union was officially established, and the first Pentium processor was released by Intel. Rwanda experienced one of the worst genocides in modern history, with an estimated 800,000 to 1 million Tutsis and moderate Hutus killed in just 100 days. In contrast, South Africa held its first multiracial democratic elections, which resulted in Nelson Mandela becoming the country's first black president. The Channel Tunnel, or Channel, opened, connecting the United Kingdom and France. In sports, Brazil won the FIFA World Cup, hosted by the United States, helping to popularize soccer in America. The year also saw the death of rock icon Kurt Cobain and the arrest of O.J. Simpson for the murders of Nicole Brown Simpson and Ronald Goldman. The Oklahoma City bombing shocked the nation when Timothy McVeigh detonated a truck bomb outside the Alfred P. Murrah Federal Building, killing 168 people in the deadliest domestic terrorist attack in U.S. history. The trial of O.J. Simpson captivated the American public, ending with his acquittal in what was dubbed the trial of the century. Israeli Prime Minister Yitzhak Rabin was assassinated by an extremist opposed to the peace process. The Dayton Agreement ended the Bosnian War. In technology, Windows 95 was released by Microsoft, revolutionizing personal computing, while eBay and Amazon were founded, marking the beginning of e-commerce. The Summer Olympics in Atlanta were marred by a bombing at Centennial Olympic Park that killed one person and injured 111 others. In a scientific breakthrough, Dolly the sheep became the first mammal successfully cloned from an adult cell, raising ethical questions about genetic engineering. President Clinton signed the controversial Defense of Marriage Act, defining marriage as between one man and one woman. The Taliban seized control of Afghanistan, imposing strict Islamic law. In technology, the DVD was introduced, and the number of Internet users worldwide approached 50 million. The world mourned when Princess Diana died in a car crash in Paris, with her funeral watched by an estimated 2.5 billion people. After 156 years of British colonial rule, Hong Kong was returned to Chinese sovereignty under the one country, two systems principle. NASA's Pathfinder mission landed on Mars, sending back unprecedented images of the Red Planet. The Asian financial crisis began, affecting economies throughout the region. Technological milestones included the defeat of chess champion Garry Kasparov by IBM's Deep Blue computer and the introduction of Netflix's DVD rental service. President Bill Clinton faced impeachment following revelations of his affair with White House intern Monica Lewinsky, a scandal that dominated U.S. headlines.
I did not have sexual relations with that woman, Miss Lewinsky.
The Good Friday Agreement was signed, bringing peace to Northern Ireland after decades of conflict. In a major blow to terrorism, the real IRA bombing in Omagh killed 29 civilians, turning public opinion firmly against paramilitaries. Google was founded by Larry Page and Sergey Brin, and the International Space Station began assembly in orbit. The U.S. embassy bombings in Tanzania and Kenya by al-Qaeda killed hundreds and injured thousands, foreshadowing future terrorist threats. As the millennium approached, fears of the Y2K bug, causing global computer failures, reached a fever pitch. The euro was introduced as an accounting currency. Physical notes and coins would follow in 2002. The Columbine High School massacre in Colorado shocked America as 2 students killed 13 people before taking their own lives, sparking national debates about gun control, bullying, and violence in media. NATO bombed Yugoslavia during the Kosovo War. In technology, the term blog was coined, and Napster launched, forever changing the music industry. The world watched anxiously as the clock ticked toward a new millennium, unsure of what Y2K might bring. The 1990s ended with a mixture of optimism and uncertainty. The Cold War was over, new technologies were transforming daily life, and global cooperation seemed possible in many areas. Yet conflicts in the Balkans, Africa, and the Middle East, along with growing terrorist threats, foreshadowed challenges to come. As people celebrated the arrival of the year 2000, few could have predicted the dramatic events that would shape the first decades of the new millennium.